It's a very important focus, this Special Needs Awareness Month, because we are tightening our lenses, so to speak, as we look closer at this issue called workplace inclusion, primarily for persons with special needs.
I find that the customers, when they come into a business place and they see that you have taken people in who might be less able, that their own perception of the business changes. And when you can immediately present an organization that stands in solidarity with the wider community, because every community has disabled persons, but when you can stand in solidarity with disabled persons, the least able in the society, it changes the complexion of that organization, how it is perceived by the public, and in general, the organizational culture, the business culture, the people culture within your organization. New Grace Candy building, the new Foreign Affairs building, and so have been built with all the newest features to make them more disabled friendly. It is a special challenge, especially when you are in an older building and having to retrofit. It's very, very costly, sometimes more costly than just building it fit for purpose from the beginning. And that picture is pretty much replicated across Jamaica, where many of the newer buildings certainly are wheelchair accessible.
This is an important issue that we're talking about. It is something near and dear to the Digital Foundation, which is why we are actually trying to raise it now at this level to start those conversations. I want to say to businesses, if you don't have one piece of it, it doesn't mean that you should not hire persons with disabilities. There are workarounds around that. There's always somebody getting in the elevator with you, but just employ those who you can facilitate safely at the point where you are, and you continue to work yourself. Like Mr. Chen said, some of our buildings are old. Ours isn't, but some buildings are old, and you may be able to do one thing at a time, one ramp at a time, one rail, one bathroom. That's okay. Every little bit will help us to get to where we need for us to be able to employ persons with special needs.
We build support by having these sort of conversations, talking to small and medium-sized businesses about the benefits of having disabled people on the front line, interfacing with the public, interfacing with their staff, how they create a more empathetic, a more patient team, how it changes the culture for the positive, how the loyalty and diligence of disabled persons who many struggle to find employment, or once they are employed, how they become in no time your best and most productive employees.
My supermarket of choice is Select Grocers, because all the persons that are bagging your groceries and helping you in the supermarket are deaf. And so I just love seeing that, and I will go nowhere else because I love interacting with them, and I really admire that supermarket for really going as far as they have gone.
This is the sort of conversation, I can talk all the theory, but when you can give a personal anecdote like that, where you see a company doing good and doing well at the same time, this is what will change hearts and minds, I think, in the employment community.
The challenge and where we want to go is to get our corporates talking, small, medium, large business, get them talking about the employment of persons with special needs. The skills, some can be taught, training can be put in place for it, but let's start having an appetite and a culture change at the corporate level that we can give employment to these persons. I'm looking forward to the year-long conversation, and I'm looking forward to the act being made into law. And like you said, it's so important that we change all these buildings we see going up all over. The building codes have to change, and then that's the way you start, when you start to get it systemic.
All our advocates, whether in small spaces or big, let us all pull together and advocate for this.
Just invite corporate Jamaica, like you said, small, medium, large, anybody out there, join us in this fight as we try to make this a more inclusive society here in Jamaica.
Keep the conversation going, and importantly, ensure in your own small way that you support those businesses that support workplace inclusion.